Choices with Chichi, and I'm always blessed to have you guys with me. My name is Chagoziem Adindu, not Choices with Chichi. Like, I get a lot of that. So people are like, what's the name? The name is Chagoziem Adindu. Thank you. Anyway, I'm super excited because we're talking about a very relatable topic, and one I think everybody should talk about. And that is your wedding gown dilemma. Wedding gown dilemma. You heard me right. This is a follow-up installment on our last video, which is what I wish someone told me about planning a wedding, right? And if you didn't watch it, I'll drop the link in the description box below. I think you should watch it. It will bless you. So in your wedding planning process, the choice of your wedding gown can be a major hindrance if you don't handle it properly. I've seen couples dwell on this issue for a long time, and sometimes it actually becomes a setback in their wedding planning process. For the men, it's easy for them to invest a lot in their suits because they get to wear it after for parties, to church, to work, wherever. These men cannot still understand why we women want to spend so much on this wedding gown we won't even wear throughout the whole day. We wear it for a short period, and now it's a trend that at the reception you have a change of clothes. So people really argue and go back and forth on what to do with the wedding gown. So myself and some women thought it wise to share our stories with you, share our experiences with you, and let you know that if you are confused as to what to do, you're not alone. We all went through that stage, and we're trying to share our stories with you and basically ease the burden. And we hope that you guys find a headway, you know, as you plan past this particular issue. While I was trying to choose my wedding gown, like I said in my previous videos, I was clueless about a lot of things. But I had some things I was clear about. First of all, I wanted a white gown. I didn't want an ivory gown. I wasn't going to be, I knew I was adventurous and I wanted not to be very conventional or to conform. But I wasn't going to wear a red gown or a blue gown. No, it was going to be pure white. I wanted it to be pure white. Another thing I was so sure of is that we had a budget and I was not exceeding that budget. Hell no. No. I wasn't going to exceed that budget. And I wasn't so sure about whether I wanted a mermaid dress or a ball gown. So the thing is, I liked the idea of a mermaid gown because I felt it was going to accentuate my figure. And I have a good figure, thank God for that. So that was something I thought about. But I also liked the idea of a ball gown because I felt it would give you this whole aura, this paparazzi, this wedding day dramatic entrance, and you just carrying all your things, you know, the fullness, just the whole drama. So when I met my wedding gown vendors and they asked me questions like, oh, what do you have in mind? I said I wanted a white gown. That was for sure. I just didn't know, you know, what it was going to be like. And then another thing I was sure of, the fourth thing I was sure of is I didn't want to own my wedding gown. My mom's wedding gown occupied a very large box in my wardrobe for years, and I didn't like the idea. So I'm sure she felt, oh, maybe one of her girls would revamp it and just use it. But that was not going to happen. We wanted to explore our own taste and our choices and all of that. So from her experience, I just made up my mind I didn't want to own my gown, so I rented. Yes, a lot of people are going to be shocked because I remember after my wedding, people came and they were like, oh, your gown was gorgeous. Where did you get it from? And I told them. But nobody really asked me, did you buy it or did you rent it? Because then it was just an assumption that you bought your gown. No, I didn't buy my gown. I rented my gown. And let me dwell a little bit about renting of gowns. Some people don't know, and I would like to share that there are two categories of dresses when you go to rent. So there is the first to wear category, and then there is the subsequent wearers category. So if you're the first to wear, they actually give you a new gown and you rent it out for the first time. So those ones are more pricey than those that have been worn by somebody else. And if you get a good vendor, they'll actually tell you all there is to know about the gown, like the truth. Nobody will tell you, oh, this is a brand new gown when somebody has worn it. So for me, I opted for a brand new gown and I was the first to wear it and I loved my gown. So I'm looking at it right now, like I'm liking the fact that it was on my body, and I'm also liking the fact that it's not somewhere in my house occupying space. But that's my choice. It doesn't have to be what you do. So these are some things we had to consider. I considered my budget. I knew I wanted a white gown. I knew I didn't want to own it. And eventually, when I was trying it out, I loved the mermaid dress. Oh gosh, it just did this to me, like, So I got a mermaid dress that was within my budget. Remember your budget. The wedding gown, you wear it for a few hours, at best the whole day. You can't even, well, at best the whole day. But now it's a trend that people change during reception. I wore mine throughout the whole day. I just felt, see, if I'm wedding in a white dress, if it's a wedding gown I want to wear for one day, I'm wearing it throughout, and I wore it throughout. And I have no regrets whatsoever. As usual, I won't be the only one sharing my story. So sit back and be amazed and be inspired and be blessed by other people's experiences.
Hi! So I'm very excited today because we're talking about wedding gowns, and I absolutely love my dress. So when it came to style, I always knew I wanted a ball gown because I'm slim. I have a slim figure. So I knew that a ball gown would really be flattering for me. So I already knew that my type of body, if I did a straight gown or a mermaid gown, it won't be as flattering, do you get me, as a ball gown. So I always knew that I wanted a ball gown. Now, for choice, I didn't have like a particular style in mind. I wanted something that the back was flattering, and you see from the picture my dress was kind of like that. I just wanted something nice. It was a situation of when I saw it, I would know, you get, like, it would speak to me. When it came to whether I wanted to buy or rent or sew, I wasn't particular. Before, I had always been like, oh, I wanted to buy my dress and then I can hand it over to my daughter and all that sentiment. But growing up with economy and common sense, you're just like, ugh, whatever goes. So at a point with my budget, I was really open to renting. In fact, that was what I wanted, because I knew that my budget wouldn't make me the kind of dress I wanted, you get me? So I was just like, you know what, let's rent, because I could rent that kind of dress within my budget. So I started looking out for dresses to rent. The dress I saw that I really liked, the designer is in Kaduna, Badaski. She's quite good, you should check her out. She's in Kaduna. So going for fitting, all of that, it was just really stressful. And to be honest, I prayed about my wedding. I didn't want stress. I didn't want, struggles and everything. So one day I went for a program. Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo was in Abuja. So I went for a program, and the church place was quite far from my house, my parents' house. So I slept over at a friend's house, which was closer, Angela. So we got talking about wedding plans, and she was like, oh, my friend just got married in April and her dress was nice. And she showed me. I'm like, oh, this is a really nice dress. Ask her if she's open to renting. So we sent her a message that night, and I think she was asleep or something. She didn't reply. By the next morning, she's like, oh, she didn't want to rent. She wanted to sell outrightly. And when she gave me the price, it was a really good deal, because this dress, I know the worth of the dress. It was like double that. She'd only worn it once. She was my size. She was giving me the whole thing with the veil and everything. I had tried a dress for rental, and they had told me it was like 120K minus veil, and the dress wasn't wow. So I was just like, yes. So I eventually bought my dress, and it was really beautiful. The only concern I had was because it was very heavy. I didn't even know how heavy it was, guys. Like, look, on my wedding day, I had to carry the dress like this, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. The only reservation I had before the wedding was, would I be able to dance in this dress? But look, when your joy is real, you will dance in any dress. So yeah, I was really able to dance. Like, for my wedding videos, I was able to really dance, and my dress was really amazing. I love my dress. So if I was to give an advice to anybody, okay, so as to my choice, if I had to do it again, if I found the dress for rental, I'm open to it. If I found it for sale, as far as it's within my budget. So what would I tell a bride? Stick to your budget. Know your budget. You might go a little above it, a little below it, but have a budget. 2, know what you want, but be open. This is what I mean. Like, know what you want, especially with regards to your body. Know what is flattering. It's your wedding day. You want to look all shades of amazeballs, right? So know what is flattering for your body, right? And then be open, because you might see something that might not be what you thought, but might be equally flattering for you. And then know the church you're marrying in. Yes, that's very important, especially in Nigeria. Know the church you're marrying. I married in my church, which is Equa. They're not as particular about sleeves, but they don't want boobs and, you know, indecent dresses. And my dress was good. I know Redeem, I think they have sleeves. So know the church you're marrying in, so you don't end up finding a really amazing dress and then you can't wear it because of church. Do you get me? So yeah, I think those are the advices. So yeah, that's what I would say about the choice of wedding gown. But please pick a dress that you absolutely love, because you're going to be in that dress for all the moments that matter.
I already knew what I wanted to wear, like long before I and my partner decided to get married. Yeah, I already had an idea what color, how I wanted it to be, and all. I actually got it sewed. So I bought fabric from the market, and a friend of mine actually sewed for me. Now, the wedding gown I wore on my wedding day was not the color of my choice. I wore a white wedding gown, and this was because my mom insisted. Okay, I originally wanted to wear a sky blue gown, since we weren't doing the conventional suit and gown thing. So we're going with the normal agbada, normal African agbada, and probably, you know, just a chic gown that can actually suit a man wearing agbada. So I decided to get a fabric for that, and it was going to be sky blue. That's what I wanted to wear. Our colors were navy blue, sky blue. Sky blue was just for me anyways. Navy blue, and just everything native, not the usual thing. But African parents, you know, and their drama when it comes to what you should wear for your wedding. So my mom kept insisting. She actually made it a case or a prayer point that I wear a white gown, you know. So I ended up wearing a white gown, but it was still my friend that sewed it anyways. I wasn't happy with my choice, like I said, because already I wanted to wear something that wasn't white. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to obey your parents. What I'll advise someone who is having a wedding gown dilemma, or dilemma, I don't know how that's pronounced. Look for what you want. I would say, I'm not asking you to disobey anybody who would advise you, but sincerely go with whatsoever you have in mind. I'm still not happy till today that I didn't get to wear my sky blue wedding gown, even though I hardly think about it. Like, I still loved my white gown, but I would have felt really fulfilled if only I was able to wear what I wanted to wear.
Hey, so how did I pick my wedding dress? First, I never had an idea of what I wanted from the onset. I never really thought about it. My picture of wedding dress was I should have something I'll be able to wear after the wedding for an event, or if I had a dinner, something that would fit. I've never always thought that I would go for a wedding dress that after would just sit there and will be useless. I never wanted to spend so much on a wedding dress. So For the white wedding, when we decided on the date for the white wedding and all the logistics, again, I didn't have an idea of what I wanted to wear. So I remember myself and my husband just Googled, and then my aunt had told me about the store, David's Bridal. So we just Googled the one that was closest to us. We drove there one evening to see what they had. Bam! I started testing. And because I have a really good body, not to be too proud, Sha, everything looked really nice. I wear ball dress, nice. A-shaped dress, nice. What do they call that one that is a figure, like fish, whatever. That one that is like fish, Sha. Everything was nice. The only thing that helped, I think, then of course they had different price range and all of that. So I think a few things to consider when you're getting a dress. One of the things I had at the back of my mind was, you know, say your own dress must have hands, because our parents were pastors. The pastor that was joining us too will not tolerate Bobby showing anyhow, or maybe, you know what I'm saying. So I had to consider that. Again, one of the things you should think about when you're buying a wedding dress, think about your budget, right? Think about what you would do with the dress after. Would you want to keep the dress? When I saw that dress, I knew I wanted to keep the dress, so I didn't care if I was going to be able to sell the dress or if I would keep the dress. I was okay keeping the dress. I did think about the option of renting, but I didn't find anything online that I could trust to rent from, so I decided to just buy my own. At some point I wanted to sell. If I find someone who is willing to buy, yeah, I'll sell it and keep the money. If I don't, I love the wedding dress. I think it's something one day, if I'm very much in a good mood, I can just jump into it again and take as many pictures as I want. I don't think I wasted my money. I think I got the value for my money. My advice, if you want to get a wedding dress, just remember that after the wedding is over, you will eat. That's number one. Do not spend all your money buying a wedding dress. Buy something that you would like. Buy something you're comfortable in. Consider the people surrounding you. If you're from Africa like me, Nigeria, and you have parents that are pastors, and you know the standard, and you also love God, check out what you'll be wearing. Make sure you're compliant. Don't wear something that would distract the whole world from even looking at or listening during the wedding. They're busy looking at your boobs. You know, just be comfortable in whatever you decide to wear and honor God while, you know, wearing that. Make sure you don't spend again beyond your budget, and overall just remember that even if a dress is cheap or if a dress is called ugly, the person wearing that dress really determines the beauty of that dress. So if you're wearing the dress and you have your beautiful expression, you're happy, you're excited, it's a complete package that you're giving that dress. So a dress can be beautiful, but if the bride is not in that mood, it's not excited, feeling happy, that dress can look very ugly. So yeah.